Hello, hello, hello. It is I, your host for today. We are in with a brand new patch. So let us have a look and see if we are going to be uninstalling or not. Right. Alright. Uh, Hello everyone. This is the newest patch, 18.33318 on June 17th, 2025. This is the dreaded update or patch that the community has not been waiting for. So let us dive straight into it and see what it has to offer. Uh, Let us go ahead and look. So fortification game pacing update. As a new gameplay evolution to improve defensive options, we bring you a fortifications update. This has been on the dev to-do list for some time, since Magic's video, Kappa, and we're excited for the community to try it. Please share your thoughts in the forums, we'll be looking out for them. Buildings are more resistant to hack damage with higher increases for some defensive buildings such as towers and fortresses. Towers and fortresses now deal significantly more damage to help players defend their bases. Siege weapon damage has been increased to allow them to serve their role better as anti-building units, now that buildings are more resistant to hack damage. A new technology called Advanced Fortifications is now available to further improve fortress-type buildings in the Mythic Age. The Advanced Fortifications technology further increases the damage and armor of fortress buildings. Villager train times have been increased. This should make the window of opportunity to punish booming strategies larger, to compensate for the stronger defenses. The full details of our changes applied as part of this balance change, please read more in the balance section of this change list. Okay, going on. We don't care about the monthly event. That is not what we are here for. New gameplay speed. Uh, this has to be some single player stuff, right? Yeah. Campaign. You're not here for that. Game. Let's see anything important for us. Some crash fixes. Performance. Okay. Okay. Young John Wick now uses player colors. That's good. Audio minor adjustments to enhance audio balance for various situations. That's cool. Hotkey. The push to talk hotkey has been fucking with everyone since its release. Okay. AI difficult. Wait. The select all and select all on screen hotkeys will not correctly ignore units that are performing conversion or trading. Wow. This is actually a massive, 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 massive buff for set, in my opinion. This is actually the one hotkey that made me not want to play set too much, because I used the select all military hotkey and any priests that were converting would also get selected. So now that that's basically not going to be selected anymore, I'm going to enjoy playing set a lot more. But that is a nice change. Love to see it. UI, nothing too important for us. On gameplay fixes, fix the bug that causes AI to not respond during sun. Okay, unit responsiveness by adjusting idle time between tasks. Improved unit responsiveness after using the stop command. Fix the bug where units could ignore all other units around them except for those attacking them. This behavior had resulted in excessive idle time and could lead units to failing to respond effectively, ultimately causing them to idle. So path bugs. Fix the bug where units would sometimes not send target died events. When this target died, event was not sent. It could lead to some units becoming idle instead of retargeting as expected. That is nice to see. Reduce frequency of wandering for units flagged as allowed to wander while idle. Okay. Various fixes for pathfinding behavior, including fix the situation where units could become stuck at the edge of the map, fix some cases where units became confused and stopped responding to commands, fix some paths being treated as complete paths when they can only be partial paths based on unit isolation from their desired goal. Does this have to do with the Hydra or some shit? Because I know the Hydra myth unit bugs out everything. Fix the case where units could take too long to repath if other units block their path. Maybe this one is it. Fix an issue where gathering actions would repath too frequently in some situations. Okay, maybe that's the woodline bug for Quafus or other villages. Fix the bug that caused unit groups to sometimes become stuck on buildings. That's very nice. Fix the case where units could twitch when commanded. Villagers would no longer accidentally retarget nearby enemy units when tasked with attacking animals or chopping trees. Okay, villagers will no longer retaliate against predators if they're currently performing an action and moving. Fixed cases where units could be produced from some angles on production buildings and end up stuck inside pockets in the tree line. Okay. Various minor improvements in the AI. The rock unit now has a small selection mesh to reduce the chance of accidental selection. Okay. It's the case where units with a force added from being pushed with while colliding against another unit, dying in the same frame, resulting in another unit teleporting. Okay, interesting. Units that are defuckified, I don't know what defuckified is. They get defucked or something. While in a player's vision are now added immediately to that player's KB data. Villager priority system is not a thing for us. So lots of fixes. Essentially, we're not collecting assigned to resources based on proximity to the resources. In some situations, this issue is causing unnecessary extra work or migration. That's nice. Drop sites will now create a new base for gather range purposes instead of joining an existing base if the drop site exceeds the range of this. Okay, gatherers will now try to avoid traveling too far across the map to gather in other bases. Okay, nice. Fix the bug that caused pioneers to become stuck when casting Sky Lantern against the cliff. Okay, fix the bug that caused the ignore rally attribute to not behave correctly during the unification in some cases. Fix spawn from a relic task away, no longer follow rally points in any case. Oh, this is a really nice update. Fix that caused Oracle Auto Scout to not function correctly for players in the AI. Fix the bug that prevented the AI from building using obelisk correctly in some situations. Fix a case where resources were not returned to the player when expected. Placing a foundation on a settlement while not in line of sight would sometimes not return resources to the player after revealing that the settlement was already claimed. Okay, cool. Newer dynamic modifiers are now processed first for dynamic data handling. This ensures non-stackable modifiers such as those from abilities that retain a higher multiplier are taken into account for start calculation. Shiyu units granted from using a cheat can now damage buildings and individual units through the normal attack. Fix the bug that caused Earthwall to become instantly destroyed after casting. Earthwall foundations now have one build point added to ensure they are not treated as untouched foundations while placing them. Revealing trees while spawning an Earthwall was one example of a situation that could lead to the wall becoming destroyed due to the untouched foundations. Fix the bug that caused units gather from suboptimal trees. Thank you. Thank you. Nice. Shit. Units tasked to seek shelter no longer attempt to garrison within underworld passages. Okay. Casting force protection over a building no longer prevents training for flying units. Deathmatch. Okay. Is this death? Oh no, this is balance. Okay. Villagers. Oh my god, it's actually gone through. Chat, it went through. The training time did go through. Wow. Poison bleeding damage over time effects no longer work on siege weapons. Titan bonus damage multipliers of building increased from 5 to 6 times. Myth units with crush damage have had their crush damage increase. See cultures section for details. All building adjusted as follows. Repair rate. Okay, this is a good change. This is a very good change. Might need even more, but for now, this is good. This is good. Hack armor increased from 30 to 40. Walls repair rate reduced from 0.25 to 0.2. That's nice. 20% hack armor increase. Build points increase 60. Damage increase from 5 to 8. Hit points reduced from 750 to 600. This doesn't matter because of this. It's effective health, right? So it's basically still 750. Pierce armor increased from 85. And the only difference is it's actually harder to take down because it has more armor. Pierce armor increased from 85 to 90. Fortress type buildings hack armor increased from 40 to 50. Town center hack armor increased from 45 to 50. My god. Ashley went. Watchtower cost increased from 150 to 50, 210, 200 and 100. Advanced fortifications. Mythic Age technology, which is a new tech, which improves fortress buildings damage by 30% and 10% hack vulnerability. 600, 600. Yeah, I mean, it's an expensive tech, but it's a must grab. Survival equipment cost increase. I don't know. I don't understand this change. This is a bad change because you have less villagers to work with now, and losing them is way more dangerous. And this grabbing this like is still a must because you need to keep your villagers safe. But this costing this much now is kind of insane. Friend relations damage bonus multiplier versus cavalry. Increase from 0.25 to 0.5. Oh, that's double. What the hell? Okay, so if you dare to actually raid someone now, you're gonna lose everything. Lol. Engineer siege damage increase from 25 to 50. That's actually a buff. Our relics now trickle 0.01 favor per second. That's cool. Carapan and Tower now affect as the Chinese equivalent of the siege myth unit. Right, Pantheon changes. Major gods. Zeus is just to, make up for the changes. So this is good for Zeus. It's to offset it, like the dev note says. Sarissa. But what? Why would you buff this? Hello? This does not need a buff. It was such a good tech already. You don't need to buff it even more. What the fuck? That's a bad change. I don't agree with it. Like, I love Greek, but I will call something that's bad out. This is a bad change. It did not need this. But I'm at least glad. I am at least glad they did not go through with the range change. They wanted to change the range to 0.8. What the fuck? Jesus. It's still too good. Like, this tech is still too good. This should have been nerfed. I would have advocated for it to be nerfed, not buffed. That's how strong it is. Aegis Shield. Okay, I'm okay with this. It needed a nerf. Spirited Charge. This is a nice change now that centaurs are getting nerfed. Winged Messenger. Oh no. My beloved free Pegasus. 10 to 90 seconds. That's a big nerf. So you have to be more careful with your Pegasus. Will of Kronos. Cyclops damage area increase on hand attack reduced from +3 to +2. I don't know how big of a nerf that will be. 33%, I guess. Sunray technology. Range soldiers, heroes, and myth units. Range attack damage increase from 10 to 50. Why? I guess that's fine. But still, like, you still didn't need it. Greek doesn't need any buffs. I don't understand. Centaur bonus damage versus myth units reduced from 3 times to 2 times, which is huge. This means that can't really make centaurs anymore to defend against Anubites because they won't be good enough to deal with them, which means that matchup dynamic, it was already like 80% Egyptians, 20% Greek. It just went to like 90-10 for Greek. Greek is on the 10. I like this change, but I need to see some Anubis nerfs. Cyclops, crush damage increase from 24. What? I mean, I guess they want it to be a building killer, right? Oh, yeah, it's because of the building changes. Okay, that makes sense. Wait, Hydra 15 to 18. Nemean Lion 11 to 14. Bosses 80 to 100. No, but like what? You already nerfed the Centaur. I mean, fine. I guess it needed a slight nerf. It is what it is. People were crying their eyes out about this unit. It is what it is. Human, okay, this is just Prodromos hit points increase from 135 to 145. Still a useless unit. Myrmidon hit points increase from 140 to 150. Still a useless unit. Gasha Ferreros damage bonus multiplier versus building increase from 12 to 20. Oh, what? This is actually quite big. Now this is a winner right here. Trireme hit points reduced from 320 to 305. Pentaconter hit points 30. 350 to 335. Juggernaut 275 to 5. Okay. Trobolos. Rush damage increase from 44 to 55. It's just to buff them to align with the building changes. Sentinel hack armor. I don't know why this got buffed. Did not need a buff. Plague of Serpents. Sea Snake hit points reduced from 65 to 50. That's good. Sun-Dried Mud Brick. Technology building cost reduced from 15 to 10. That's nice. Dark Water. Technology Camel Rider and Caravan hit points increase from 10 to... What? 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 Are you fucking kidding me? Who thought? Nah. Magic. Nah. Yeah, nah. Nah. He snuck this in. This was not in the pop, so I couldn't give any feedback. This was snuck in. Nah. Like this is stupid. This is stupid. Why would you ever do that? What? Man. Man. Oh my god. Whatever. Whatever. Okay, moving on. Meteor now has a 0.1 multiplier against farms. That's good. I think Inferno also needs this treatment. I think that's the last god power that kills farms. Sphinx buffed. Scarab buffed. Phoenix buffed. Which is to basically align with the building changes. 5 hit points. 5 hit points. This is what they did to it. Nah. Hold on, chat. Let me show you guys. This is what they did to it. Oh my god. Look. So, Spearmen were here previously. Balanced, okay? And then, 2 patches ago, they went here. They went beyond. Best unit in the game. And then, they nerfed it right here. Right here. They nerfed it right here, still at the top, barely, like still touching the top. And now it went right here. Do you genuinely think this is an okay change? Are you kidding me? They went from base, they went to heavy spearmen in classical age. Like, in classical age, you would receive the heavy buffs or the heavy upgrade tech for free after those buffs. And you're telling me you want to take away 5 health when they are the best unit in the game. Reduce their movement speed at the very fucking least if you're going to do this. Like, this is not enough. This is not enough. This is stupid. Holy. I'm sorry for crashing out, but like, this is like, I don't want to say more. 4 elephants, damage buffed on buildings, expected. Siege tower, damage increase from 200 to 250. It's just buffing the siege all across the board for every civ. People think this is a big nerf, but it really isn't. Like, it's 1 less priest, but you get twice the better towers and 3 times better towers with raw. Doesn't matter. And it trains in 5 seconds, so it doesn't actually matter. Someone sent a picture of Amygdal having 112 DPS and 5,000 health in Mythic Age. Yeah. And now in Heroic. Yeah, good luck pushing, little bro. Good luck. That's it for these guys. Great Hunt. Up, down from 1k to 800. Deserved. First Fire changed so that it does less damage versus vills, more damage against units, which is good. So it's room near tech, research time reduced from 30 to 20. Thundering Hooves, research time 40 to 30. I don't know why, but okay. Corsetti Hall of Things, research time reduced from 40 to 30. I guess it's because they were struggling with getting techs out and units out, so this was changed so that they don't have as hard of a time. This doesn't do shit. This is still gonna be a broken myth unit. Nidhogg, nice little buff there for them. 2800 health. Crush damage increased from 40 to 50. Einherry, crush damage increased. Battle Boy, crush damage increased. Mountain Giant, crush damage increased. Feat of Strength, crush damage. Okay, it's special attack. So it's all, you know, just getting buffed for the sake of buildings. Rock Giant, crush damage increased. Building, yeah, crush damage increased. Everything is just crush damage increase. Hero of Ragnarok, hit points increased from 120 to 130. Hack damage increased from 8 to 9. Pierce armor increased from 10 to 15. It's actually strong. But the thing is, with the villager changes, you still are not going to want to do this because it's going to just take, like, the building changes, like, you could, it doesn't matter. It's not enough. Like, this is still gonna be useless. Gatherer, Dwarf, Portal Ram. Yeah, this is bullshit, by the way. I just want to say, this god power is retarded when it comes to this. This should not have received this buff. It is absolutely ridiculous. This was the worst choice you could have done. So they got Norse got a little buff on their build time for Great Halls and Longhouses. Helios getting some love. Increase Arcus range by +1. Increase Arcus damage by +10 or 10%, which is really good. Like, +1 range is nothing to joke about. But is it gonna be enough? Maybe. It's gonna have some agency in late game at least, right? Plus, you also get these good siege things, and Vortex now is really, really good because it's 60 seconds. Totarian Gate from 2500 to 3k. Dryad, cost reduced from 200 to 175. This is a good change for all the Gaia mains and Orthea enjoyers. This is a good change. I like it. Sentimanus, just as follows. Got buffs, crush damage increase, hit points increase. Promethean offspring, crush damage increased. Everything got increased. Therma hero hit points increased from 90 to 95. Destroy hero increased. Fanatic. Jesus, they are getting buffs and buffs and buffs and buffs. Citizen, train time increased from 25 to 30. Terma hit points increased from 80 to 85. I don't know why. Terma were fine. Does anyone disagree with me? Does anyone feel like Terma were bad? Like, they were a fine unit. I don't understand. I don't see why they got buffed. Like, it's not significant, but it's still a buff. They were fine. Fanatics got a massive, massive buff. 8.5 and 155. Like, these are gonna be insane units now. Fire Siphon damage increased. Okay, movement speed nerf on the Biream. Attack range buff. What? Please just remove these fucking ships from Classical. Just let us have Biream arrow ships in the Classical. It's the only way to fix water. And nerf God powers on water. Thank you. Palace adjusted as follows. Hit points from 2.4 to 3k. 19, okay. Yeah, it's just the same everywhere. Now, China, building and placement cost discount reduced from 50 to 25. Since the base cost of training yards are getting reduced as well. Gumong, who's a this is people were crying about Tiger Cav being OP, but this is what made Tiger Cav OP. This with Last Stand, which will need a nerf, by the way. They need buffs in other departments. Tiger Cav are OP because of this tech and because of Last Stand, not because they were OP in their base stats. Great Flood is absolutely useless now. This is not something like, I mean, it's not going to be absolutely useless, but it is basically 50% worse. It didn't even kill units, only if you kill them with your own units as they were flying by. Zhuan Yuan's Bloodline Tech cost reduced from 325 to 250.20. That's good. Imperial cost reduced from 330 to 315. That's okay. Chilin cost increased from 210.17 to 220.18. This is a bad change. I don't think this should have been changed. This is China's only way of playing in Classical, and if this gets nerfed, you're basically going to lose. But it's only a nerf on cost. It's not a nerf on stats. Yatsu, hit points increased. Still gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be a myth. Like, it's. I don't know. I don't know. I still won't make them. They're too expensive, and don't give you enough. Maybe I could. Maybe I'm wrong. Issue trade rate increase from 0.875 to 1. Baihu crush damage increased. Tao crush damage increased. Tao Ti crush damage increased. Undone crush damage increased. Yinglong hit points increased from 2k to 4k. Oh, John Wick has been hit yet again. Wenzong has been hit. This was Fuji's only win con, and now it's also nerfed. So that's unfortunate. I mean, Shenlong's only win con. But it's only 50 health. We can live with that. Peasants. Dao Swordsman got a buff. 5 health. Not really something big. It is like nothing, I guess. 5 health isn't gonna do much. Fire Archer. Range reduced from 16 to 12. Line of sight 18 to 16. Fire Archers now have their range increased by +1 for medium, heavy, and champion. So they will be +15. So they lose 1 range ultimately. But they get hack armor and they get lower pierce armor in return. It's like an okay change, I guess. Chokonu From 15 to 16, I don't know if this is what they need. I think they need an identity, not just give them more range and call it a day. Like, I don't think they need range. I think they need some form of specialty. Wuzu jabs, this is a nice change. It's an overall buff. It's going to allow you to basically use them like a peltast because their animation was really, really bad. And now it's changed so that you can actually kite with them a little bit and orb walk. Tiger Cav, 5 hit points. No, not really. 5 hit points is nothing. Really nothing. Bafu train time increased from 30 to 36. Of course, expected. It's a economy unit. Siege. China got buffed. Baule 2k to 2.5k, 8 to 12, 100 to 100. Ooh, what? Okay, interesting. 20 more seconds to build them. I don't know why, but okay. Tower Pierce damage increased from 5 to 8. So tower rushing is back with China. I don't understand why. This you don't touch. This one you don't touch. I don't understand. Now it's just going to promote toxic gameplay with boosted, retarded people who can't play the game normally. They will just go chuck a fucking military camp down in front of your gold mine at 3 minutes. And then what are you gonna fucking do? You're just gonna sit there taking 8 DPS or if not more. Like, this is a change that should have not happened. Or at least don't allow them to make the tower unless you're on favored land. Now, I'm going to tell people. This needs to be told because this stuff like this being an oversight is just stupid. It's so simple. Machine Workshop adjusted as follows. Tower, yeah, it's the same bullshit. Carrying out cost reduced from 150 to 75 to 150. Oh, both of these are good. I like it. Improve Peach Blossom, Spring Water Crossing. Okay, don't care. Fix some areas on the land unknown. Don't care. Standard map set has been updated. Elysium, Blue Lagoon, Anatolia are back. See if worms have been removed. Bye. Quick match. Map set has been updated. Elysium and Blue Lagoon have been added. Okay. Right. Let me pull up Paint. Sorry for the flashbang. My final thoughts on this patch is this. Massive L. By far the worst patch I have ever witnessed in this game. This game started going downhill for me personally. I'm not speaking on behalf of anyone else. This is just my personal feelings. 2 patches ago, the game on the patch they buffed barracks units for Egyptians is when the game started going downhill. The patch after, they buffed Migdol units. And this patch completely, like, it just made the game even worse progressively. Like, before those patches, the game was going in a really, really good direction. But overall, I'm unhappy with this patch and recent changes. I do hope it brings people back, because this is what I've been told, that the reason the game is dying is because these changes have not made it into the game. So I'm expecting a big rise in the AOM population, which I will be very happy for if it does happen. But if it does not happen, yeah, maybe consider reverting the patch to the patch where people actually enjoyed the game genuinely, because those are the people that create content, create a community, and stick around for the game despite its highs and lows. Those who quit, they will quit regardless of what you do. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down. Again, all of this is my opinion. I may be wrong. But yeah, that's it for me. Bye.